Nope, it's Hitman. That's for line does. Everything is better as well on set 2. Wherever you stroll along with me, wherever you time, meanwhile, as Tibbs goes in the war. Tell you what, I ain't got bad delay with theirs. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah, that's a better camera angle for Corm. Set 2's better than set 1. Set 2's definitely better. I think that's if you go on someone in the pit lane, it resets it.
Right, okay, yeah, because it's not reset anything for me. And then the one that's live, yeah, I think you've got it. Just press that.
Full screen or?
Just press the thumbs up button.
Do I do it on full screen?
No.
Okay.
28 subscribers to go.
Aye. Need to share this around as well as get the highlights going. Fuck it, get the highlights going now.
Ooh, don't touch that curb hit, man.
Right. Copy that. Facebook. That. I love how Holt has come in straight away and he's pretty much on the pace.
He was on practicing the other night.
Maybe not Daz and fucking... Hurry up quickly because I started in a minute. Maybe not Dan and Fury's pace, but...
Well, bear in mind, Hitman's not put a lap in yet either.
Yeah, true.
So, and he is technically pro.
So was Holty though when you think about it.
Yeah, well, he is reigning Pro-Am champion.
Yeah. Who, if he comes back, will be sat in fucking Am.
I'll be Ham next season. Yay. And not in an Aston. I will use whatever wins pro. No, I'm not. That'd be the Audi.
Yeah, now that he's gone back to pits, it has reset it to that.
Who was that? Who you were watching?
I was watching Halty. Now Daz has gone back to the pits. Paste. Copy all of that.
What I might do is...
Twitter. Post. That. So I'm thinking, I want your thoughts on this. If we could get this endurance stuff working for PS5, even if we don't run in the same team, and we have like a team of 2 or a team of 3 sort of cars,
yeah,
we can, like, me and you make sure that we set up our stints for different times, so we're both not in the car at the same time. Or if we've got a third person, like maybe like someone like Joe, who then we can all be in a different stint at different times. We can pick it out, you know, I can grab your stream and his stream and my stream and do all that in terms of sharing the stream and using it for the SimPlay one, when at the same time as well, we can all race and commentate and stuff. If we set it like a 45-minute stint each driver, so the maximum we drive at one time is 45 minutes, then get 45 minutes off, let's say, or an hour and a half off if you're in a team of 3, it means that, like, we can always change the commentator, you know? We can possibly, I don't know how share playing works with you when you stream, I don't know if you can, but we can always share play with someone like Dan if he wanted to commentate it as well. I know he will not be able to race it because of obviously not having a PS5. It just gives us an option of maybe running a few endurance bits, maybe like in the winter on like a Saturday. You know, as we tried to do WEC on Project Cars 2, but it didn't work because it was the middle of summer. In the winter, we could possibly do something like that on the PS5 version.
Well, probably after Christmas, a lot more people might have a PS5 as well.
Hopefully.
That's so I've got 2 maps set now. I've got broadcast and race.
Sorry, Pian, say it again. Sorry, my son was talking to me.
You set settings like a broadcast button map and then a race setting.
Well, the best thing is if you think, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You've just got 2 different settings. You know what I mean? You just save it. Yeah. But the bonus is, all my stint's over. To not make the server lag, I'm going to back out of the server, which you can do. Oh, look, I've ended up in the commentary box. And now, look, PN's going to be with you. You've got 45 minutes of PN and whoever talking bollocks to you now. Well, you know, because it's my turn to get in the car and do my stint. Do you know what I mean? And you could just do something like that, can't you? And we could play with it, see how we could work it and things and go from there. But it's something we've got the option of doing. It is Gary. Don't know why he's not 131.
Someone he must have come in earlier when it was net in his normal Porsche at 131.
Possibly so. I like the fact he's in the same colours. It's another green car on the fucking grid, though. Look at all the green. We moan about McLarens, and all these Porsches are just green.
At least my green's dark green when I race. Actually, though, my Porsche isn't green. You never been on Daz's car. The stripe there's green, the front's black, the back's black, and the middle's white. So it's almost
Monster racing.
More like Porsche colours, actually. But not with a red stripe, but with a green stripe instead.
Yeah. I'm with you. So green for Gary, green for Baraba, green for DJ Phil, Max Mulder's purple, Tibbs is black, Smokey's blue, green for Halty, blue and green for Hitman, pink for Lucas Roth, and a strange shade of green for Daz. Beautiful.
Well, Tibbs is in just black, isn't he?
Yeah. Did you watch the Grand Prix today?
I watched the Sky with the kids doing it. The graphics just remind me of F1 race does.
Mate, what a shit race.
It's fucking boring, isn't it? It's done.
I really hoped the start of the race, Hamilton, Piastri, Norris may have fought with Max a little bit more. No.
Max get in front, Max gone. Race over. Boring. Season's boring.
Yeah.
Oh well, at least Ferrari won a more important race than the F1.
What's that?
Le Mans.
Yeah, true.
And Nürburgring 24. We should get that in this game next year.
Yes, we do. I'm looking forward to that one. That's why I want to, hopefully, if we're not on PC by then, hopefully at least have something on PS5.
Well, I won't be on PC ever. I refuse to fucking spend stupid amounts of money on PCs.
But there's no reason you can't join us in the comms box just as like a guest speaker for a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And for that, do Discord anyway.
Yeah, Discord. Yeah, exactly. So...
I can't stand PC gaming, and they're all elitist feelings they are. Oh, you're not real racing if you don't play on PC.
Yeah, I'm sorry, consoles are just as good as PC.
Yeah.
Bozzy used to say that all the time. Oh, it's not the same. You can't driver swap. It's like, well, we can now. So, does that make PS5 PS5 and the Xbox as equal as fucking PC? 100% it does.
Yeah. And there's the rumour that there still might be a PS5 Pro, which I think is completely unnecessary, apart from Sony wanting to make more money out of people. Because Xbox have said they're not going to refresh the Series X. They've said it's so fine as it is.
It's just a PlayStation thing, isn't it?
Well, a Slim, yeah, I can understand them bringing out the Slim because they've done that with every PlayStation. But a Pro's not needed. A PS5 Pro is not needed while they're still making games for PS4.
Oh, Dazzler's had a spin. Last corner. 77471, is it?
You watch Gary come out of the pits on pole.
Yeah. Thank you, Mum. Thank you, Mum. A third carrots.
Gary on pole.
Polio position. 25th pole of the career. Yes, boy. Right, where are we in terms of the highlights? We're back on race 1. We'll go live in 5, 4... In fact, hang on, no we won't, because I've not even fucking put the live screen on yet.
I'm streaming in 1080p on my Pro. PISP 4.
Right. 5, 4... Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport. Here for the Porsche Cup action. It is race 2, round 3 and 4 of this Porsche Carrera Cup season. It is race 2, and we are at Snetterton in Norfolk, the home of PN Motorsport, if you will, in terms of his racing. It's his home circuit this week, and it brings us round 3 and 4 of the season. And joining me in the commentary box tonight is PN Motorsport. Joining me, PN, a very good evening to yourself. How are you?
Evening, Matt. Yeah, I'm just trying to wake up after the Formula 1.
Yeah. Well, hopefully people will wake up after the Formula 1 and they'll tune in some absolutely fantastic racing. 9 drivers currently in the lobby. We are expected to see a couple more, I do believe. Dan and Fury down as tentative tonight. Hoping to be back for race 2. We are awaiting, I'm just trying to see the list, but Robert, Hitman, Max, Holty, DJ Phil, Tibbs, Keegs, Daz and Smokey. They're all in. Yeah, we've just lost Gary. We have got a special guest in Gary131 joining us tonight, and we'll be hopefully wanting to do the rest of the season. Hoping so. It's British circuits. We know he enjoys the British circuits. Dan and Fury down as tentative, so hopefully they'll be back a little later on in the session. But PN Snetterton, your circuit, your home circuit, and what a track this looks like it's going to be. What a place it looks like it's going to be for everybody to come and race around.
It's a bit of everything around Snet. It's still quite narrow. It's a trademark of British circuit, so this is Silverstone. Surprisingly, it was raining today. There was Mazda MX-5s racing there, part of the BRSCC, and it was tipping it down.
Oh, I'm sure they'll find that one to be lovely then, as it's beautiful weather. It's clear skies for Snetterton. If you're wondering why it's not the same weather as GT3s in terms of the actual weather forecast, that's because for these cars, it is just the fact of dry weather to let them get used to things. There's Mother Davis in the chat. Good evening to Mother Davis in the chat. Picking up at 8:30. So Dan will want to be in for race 2. That is a given, as Hitman just puts himself quickest on the circuit. Tibbs had a spin at the first corner. Max now has a spin at Wilson's. As we see in Pro-Am, them two like to follow each other in practice, and they are doing the same once again here in the practice session of this. We will be going into a 10-minute qualifying. There you see to the right of the screen the timetable, a 10-minute qualifying followed by the 20-minute race, 10-minute qualifying 2, and a 20-minute race 2. And you have to say, Pien, it's a fantastic track, it's fantastic scenery, but it's not to everybody's liking. Excuse me, this circuit, it's a track that only a few people enjoy racing around.
Yeah, I was just being spoken to with me over here.
No problem.
I didn't hear that.
Just saying that it's a track that only a few drivers enjoy driving around.
I enjoy driving around here. I enjoy watching racing around here, believe it or not. Well, I would. I've got no choice. Or travel to the Midlands or south of the River Thames for Brands Hatch. No, well, everyone seems to be struggling around here in the Porsches, though.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Sorry, I was just replying to Gary, who was asking a question, so I've just managed to sort him out. 2 people currently watching my personal stream. Hi, hello, welcome. But you're in the wrong place. Head over to SimPlay Motorsport, like and subscribe to the channel. This is where all the gadgets and gizmos you will get to see that you're not seeing on my screen at the moment. As, people just seeming to be struggling around this circuit. Gary running the Jaeger Motorsport colours of this season, it looks like at the moment, with Max and DJ Phil currently 3 seconds off. And if you enjoyed our lovely highlights we uploaded earlier from last week's Porsche Cup, you've got to see 2 moves from DJ Phil around the outside of cars. Fantastic moves they was as well.
They were a bit, as Gary's now gone off between Bombhole and Gorham. As he finds now, I've got to reset back on camera set 2 because camera set 1.
I've just had to do that. I've just had to do that. So we'll see how that goes. If it doesn't, if it doesn't want to play ball, then we're not going to do it. But we have a returning face as well, Pien. We've got Holty back out on the SimPlay circuit. Obviously, work calls for him in the week, meaning he couldn't make that step up to pro because of work. But he's back and he's in a Porsche Cup car and he was eager to get racing, wasn't he?
He was, rather. He's even been testing his Bentley and when the service been GT3s. So I think he misses it.
And it's a shame because he was a fantastic driver in Pro-Am last season.
He was. Quite a strong pair in him and Argent. Argent seems to be a bit lost with Smithy. The GOAT, who's probably either watching my personal stream or the main broadcast right now.
Indeed he is. So Hitman quickest at the moment, 12 thousandths of a second clear of Daz, before Lucas Roth is 6 tenths ahead, then Holty 8 tenths a sec. Good evening to Thomas Marshall. What's up, people? Hope you're well on this lazy Sunday evening. Mother Davis obviously picking Dan Davis up at 8:30. And Dean Wasocki, hello all. Good evening to all 3 of you. Hope all 3 of you are doing very well on this Sunday evening. And as Holty comes down the start straight in this Porsche Cup race, 4 minutes after this free practice in Pien. Snetterton, a track that you have to absolutely get pinpoint accurate. Shall I give you the most successful drivers around Snetterton? And it's interesting how Dean Wasocki came into the chat just now. The most successful winner at Snetterton is the only G. The most successful qualifier is Andy. A driver with 1 pole position to his name is Aidan Bennett. A driver with 1 pole and 1 win to his name is NJ. Another driver with 1 win to his name is Dean Wasocki, back on the Project Cars 2 days back in the day, as Max Mulder goes 4th fastest overall at the moment. Good time there from Max. So Dean Wasocki, hello to you in the chat, and one of the most successful drivers, as Max has had a spin, one of the most successful drivers around this Snetterton circuit, PM.
I would have thought it'd be someone like Jamie or Gary.
You would have thought that, but the times we've raced Snetterton, Jamie's lag has disconnected him, and Gary has been obliterated.
What, by Jamie's leg?
Yes. Yes, by Jamie's leg. There was one race where Gary and Jamie were side by side. Jamie lagged out. Gary went round. We never raced. I think we raced Snetterton that 1 time at SimPlay Motorsport. Just the 4 races, Pro-Am and Pro. 2 races each. Hence that. But
done it in Clio Cup because I was on the grid for that and then Bismuth.
Yes, but obviously we do only count the GT stats. This will count towards the GT stats. So at the moment, there will be a new driver on the most successful record for Snetterton tonight, because there is no Dean Wasocki, there is no Only G, there is no NJ, there is no Aidan Bennett, and there is no Andy. So that is an interesting one to see. PN, who looks the favourite out there tonight if you have to pick one? As Dean in the chat says, best win ever. It probably was you've won a few races, and I would say that was your best win, because you come from way back to win the race in good style in the wet at Snetterton. You thought the dry was tricky around here. But at the minute, PM looking at the 10 drivers, who's the one who's going to currently take that pole position? Who's going to be for the win?
Well, probably Hitman, maybe Daz, if Daz can keep it on the road. Because he's, well, now got his rig upstairs, as he reliably told me earlier. Maybe even Gary, if we want Gary get that bid, because it is Snetterton. It is British track.
Yeah, it's Gary's home track as well, and it is Snetterton, and he always goes well around the British tracks. But at the minute, for Quali 1, your poll is out for who you think will be the pole sitter. Max Mulder, Lucas Roth, Daz Automatic or Hitman are your options. But let's not forget, if Gary gets pole position, that will be pole number 25. I know, pole number 25 for Gary. It's crazy what that could mean. Sekulovic and Leon Fernie was meant to be on Quali 1 bans. They are not in. In fact, Leon Fernie did not tell us if he was racing or not tonight. So that will be a strike against his name as well. So unfortunately for him, that is not what he'd have wanted to see.
He isn't. At least let us know on the Discord if you're going to race or not. It's not hard, people.
He'd have had to have served a quali ban. Turns out he's now not going to serve the quali ban. And that will be for next week at Oulton Park. And if there's one place you don't really want a qualifying ban, it's not here, it's not at Silverstone, and it's not at Donington. It is probably Oulton Park, where you do not want that qualifying ban because of the fact it is so tight.
Yeah, and narrow, and Jules Gounon loves Oulton Park, as he's said many a time in British GT forecasts, because he likes the old style circuit, and he's also gone out with Michelle Gatting, like a git, from the Iron Dames.
As Hitman at the minute, sorry Pen, has just taken an early 5-vote lead in the poll for Q1 pole position. Okay, that's an interesting one to keep our eyes on. Thomas in the chat, needs to rain for Phil, gives him an advantage. It does, you know, we've seen Phil look quite quick in the wet this season in GT3 testing.
Yeah, he's quick when the circuits, when the sessions are on Zandvoort, and then he said Zolder then. No, we're not right there now, thank God.
Yeah.
Well, that was Zolder.
Not just yet, not just yet. Where it's older. Right then, practices came to an end. So 69, that is Max Mulder's on an invalid lap. So we are just waiting for DJ, Phil and Tibbs to complete their lap times. Currently, two of the slowest drivers out there. Brabant and Gary never actually got a lap time on the board. As Tibbs pulls over to one side now. And here comes DJ Phil.
You might as well pull over as well. It's only practice. Running the East-West Motorsport colours. I was just about to say to you, you've got DJ Phil sporting the East-West Motorsport colours. You've got Gary 131 sporting the Jaeger Motorsport colours. So both drivers deciding to uphold their team.
As Max Mulder. That's an interesting way to get through Brundle and Nelson. Hopefully you made a mistake to get out there and you're not just being silly. As we'd hate for you to be being silly.
Comment.
Yeah,
no comment.
We'd hate for you to be being stupid while the session is live. And this is an actual live session where stewarding takes place from 7 when the server gets reset at 7 PM UK time. The server will then reset. My cameras have reset, and they will reset as we get the drivers to go into the pit. So you've got this awful camera footage of Murray's Corner then, obviously named after the late great Murray Walker. And DJ Phil decided to do all that and pit.
And he didn't cross the pit line.
Thank you, DJ Phil. Right, all the drivers starting to drop down. Who's the first one out? It is Exit Tibbs will be the first man to get a qualifying lap in here. So let's take you on an onboard shot of qualifying with Exit Tibbs. And as you can see, he doesn't cross the pit lane exit line. Oh, Keegs is downstairs. He's making noodles. So Keegs sacrificing a bit of qualifying here.
As I've got Smithy in my chat. Smithy, go to the main broadcast.
Yes.
Yes, Gary is racing. Smithy, go to the main broadcast.
Get in the main broadcast. That's where you need to be, Smithy. Right, we're on board with Tibbs at the moment. Daz, the second man out, then Holty, Hitman, DJ Phil, so Lucas Ross, Smokey and Braba. All still in the pits. All can still qualify because it was only Sekulovic and Leon Fernie on a qualifying ban. The only thing we can note tonight is Gary 131 is 1 pole position away from 25. In terms of other driver stats, well, there are none tonight at the moment in time.
Smithy, this is for chat to be in.
No.
Referring to mine.
No, Smithy. If Gary's racing, you need to be in our chat so we can both see the comments. Noodles a priority, says Keegs in the chat. He's obviously got to fill his stomach before getting in the car. As Tibbs then makes his way... Well, pot noodle or actual noodles, we'll see. Tibbs making his way down the Bentley Straight. Smoky Devil and Barber still in pit lane at the moment. And into the Bentley Straight, into Brundle and then Nelson. A very tricky section of the circuit before you exit this part and go into the bomb hole now, where it just dips on you, just there as you hit the curb. And Tibbs, big lift and down a gear there. Clearly doesn't feel like he can commit flat through there. Now into Coram, again, a bit more of a left. And that one is a bit more understandable, as you've got to kind of be as straight as you can while you break into Murray's. Tibbs gets Murray's absolutely bang on, obviously named after the late great Murray Walker. And Hamilton, yes, named after Sir Lewis Hamilton himself. As we head down towards the start line, Tibbs will start his flying lap. He's got 47 seconds worth of time of clear track in front of him to Max Mulder, and he was a little tentative there through turn 1 of Richie's as Smoky Devil's come out of the pits and has let Daz Automatic go through. Is it me, or does Tibbs' lap just seem a little tentative here?
It does seem tentative. This is slippery surface, even in the dry, especially with still fast.
Well, the track condition is currently still fast, so it's not got to optimum at the moment. As here comes Tibbs, now into Agostini.
Have you seen the track temp? 37 degrees.
Yeah, it is warm.
Ooh.
It is a warm one today. Now into Hamilton. Before he comes down towards Oggies. The double right-hander now of Oggies and Williams. Before heading down to the Bentley Straight.
Named after the 2003 Le Mans winning Bentley.
Yeah.
Where they used to test it here.
Named after Matahimovic and Gary 131 Jaeger Motorsport Bentley. I think you'll find. down the Bentley Straight he comes now towards Brundle and Nelson. Use your bridge as kind of a braking marker for where you need to go. Clips the apex of Brundle, gets the apex of Nelson, runs a little wide. That's going to compromise his time. In fact, it's invalidated his lap time. So let us now return to the garage and let us get on the next driver who's on a valid lap. That is actually Hitman at the moment, who's currently dominating the pole for pole position here as he comes towards the corner now. Let's see where he will be.
You can't stand there in real life where the spectators are, by the way.
I'd take it you can't park on the infield at the bomb hole there either.
You can.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, you can park there, but you can't.
Oh!
Smoky sideways through Murray's.
Yeah, that's going to inflict a heavy penalty onto his next lap time, because it's going to mean he's compromised down the straight. Hitman of 52.6 straight out the box. Next, as lap times start to flood in, where is Gary 131? He's gone. Oh, hello! In a Porsche straight, but look at him at Snetterton. That 25th pole position looks likely, I say today. It looks very likely. Baraba's still in the pits. Not sure why Baraba's not out on track at the moment. And
Snetterton, Porsche, Gary, no traction control, dry. He's a happy as a pig in what's it, isn't he? Right now.
Yeah, he is indeed. He is indeed. Could this be his 25th pole position? That's the biggest question.
Well, he's got to find a bit of time, but Hitman's got traffic in front of him. I think a corner traffic with Holty in front.
As Thomas Marshall says, Phil's catching up. Just going to DJ Phil. He's 2.3 off the pace now, so he has improved his lap time to Hitman, and he is on the back of Smoky Devil. Where they're going to stick with Exit Tibbs for the time being, who is at 7th place. If Mother Davis has got to pick Dan up at half past, I wonder how long it's going to take Dan to get back. Although he's not going to get in for race 1, but he can be in the lobby ready to go for race 2, can't he? And that's the biggest thing. No Fury as well. In fact, that's one thing we haven't done. Let's take a look as Tibbs is coming to the line. We've got a big gap just after towards the others. But while Tibbs comes down towards the line, It is Fury who leads the way, 10 points clear of Smoky Devil. Hitman third, Noza fourth, Keegs fifth place, Max Mulder sixth. As Max Mulder's coming out the pits now. Tibbs to the line, P4, Max Mulder in second place. Next man is Hitman. Unorthodox is 7th with DJ Phil in 8th. Baraba 9th, Gingerbush 10th, Daz Automatic 11th, Sekulovic 12th, Holty, Ant, Mr. T, Shane Tibbs, Hitman and Leon Fernie all yet to score. Hitman to the line. Does he improve on his lap time? No, he does not. Smoky Devil to the line. Does he improve on his lap time? Doesn't set one. He does actually. He goes P6. DJ Phil improves. Not sure who that is just in front of Gary 131. And it was Daz Automatic who doesn't get a time on the board. Neither does Holty, and Gary towards the line. Now, what does he do? Doesn't improve, as Baraba is now out on the circuit as well. As that is Holty very wide through. Rich is in the background. You remember when there was a cornfield there and Shedden and Chilton went into that one in the touring cars?
Yeah, there still is, actually. But in this game, they've put a fence there. But you can still end up nearly on the A11.
Indeed, you can. So Holty off. Next man to complete a valid lap will be that of the 666 car of Hitman, and the 69 car of Max Mulder in front has obviously just left the pit lane. So they are your current point standings. There is a massive 208 points left up for grabs today, so everybody can still win this championship, and you have to feel Gary 131 is potentially in a good seat, in a good position here.
What's that, drop scores?
Yeah.
That's Fury's made it into the session.
He has. It's a sore subject, his drop scores. We won't go there with that one, but Fury has made it into the session. Now then, let's see what happens here as Fury makes it in. This could now become a little bit more interesting now Fury's in the session.
Indeed. Well, I won't mind drop scores, because I might choose a circuit I don't like and not race it. I'm trying to force it for Zandvoort, to be honest. How my season's gone, I think I might need a break. I feel like
there we go.
You might find at Snetterton one day be an Aston Martin V8 there on fire.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Obviously, Zandvoort this week. Join myself and Joe Bates live on Tuesday night for commentary. If you want to see Pro-Am, join PN on the track Wednesday night for myself and Benedict Varga, who's in the chat. Good evening to you. Hope you enjoyed the Hungarian Grand Prix. We'll be live for Pro-Am commentary, and then PN will be back in the comms box while me and Ben and Fury will all be on the circuit for Pro Night as drivers coming down the order. Gary, as Hitman has improved, Gary within half a second, so he's gunning for Hitman at the moment.
Well, Gary's also a pro, so... And he's used to running this game with a GT car with no traction control on Project Cars 2.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't run them, because the real cars haven't.
Yeah, because we had it turned off. So Gary looking like he's a man on a mission at the moment. Hitman coming towards Williams now. And this could be an interesting one to see what he can do here, because if he's the man who's setting the current pace, what will his lap times be, I wonder, because he's absolutely flying his Hitman at the moment, and this could be interesting to see what he goes and do. Can he improve on his lap time at all, or will he just stay as he is at the moment? This is the biggest question, I think, on people's lips at the minute, PN, is who's going to take pole position. But Gary, the man who looks like he's going to have the benefit of a little bit of pace here.
Yeah, he won't mind a win, would he?
He won't mind. I'm sure he wants that pole position to get that 25th one confirmed. Yeah, get the monkey off his back a little bit, as they say.
Get his monkey paw off his back.
As Hitman has a big mistake out the final corner of Murray's. Here comes Max Mulder. Then next car to cross the line will be car 53. Max Mulder crosses the line. It's going to be P2 within 0.3 of a second for him there then. Next car is 53. That will be DJ Phil to end his lap before Gary 131, who gets it all sideways out to Murray's. Fury will be starting at the back of the pack. DJ Phil pulls into the pits. Here comes Gary. Was he up on his lap time? What's he going to put in as he crosses the line? It's only going to be P3. Holty without a lap time on the board at the moment. What is he going to do as he comes to the line? It is going to be a lap that puts in P5. So P5 for Holty at the moment, but it is a pole position for Hitman in this first race, and championship leader starts at the back of the grid.
Probably a good place to start, to be honest.
It more than likely is, to be fair. It's going to be an interesting one to see Joe come from back there, isn't it?
Yeah, Well, Richie shouldn't be too bad. It's for Wilson Hairpin that might be a fun point.
So where is Hitman? Is that his first ever pole position? It is his first ever pole position. So Hitman takes his first ever pole position at SimPlay Motorsport, and that is him done. He will be on pole for the formation lap, where the drivers obviously make sure they are prepared to get into the not into the correct order. Wrong night's worth of racing, isn't it?
Yeah. We're here, your fastest is going first. As Dan just said in chat, I'll be there soon, I hope.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, Dan. Don't you worry about that one, mate.
And we want to hear all the gory details afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. We want to make sure you've had a good day. For those who don't know, Dan went to watch the Barbie movie today, so hope he enjoyed himself and picked up maybe a couple of tips on how to brush his hair and do his makeup.
and a life in plastic, right?
30 seconds.
Right, 30 seconds. We are going to get a race 1 winner poll. PN, race 1 winner tip for you.
I would love for Gary to win, but I'm going to have to go with Hitman. I put the commentator's curse on someone.
I'm going to go Max Mulder, but I really would like to say Gary.
Yeah, we both want to say Gary, but we're not going to because we don't want to curse him.
It's not even if we curse him, it's Gary, and we've seen how he can drive at time. Right, we get underway to do the formation lap. Hitman did not move at all there, as DJ Phil's trying to barge through the middle. I'm not sure what these boys are doing. They look like they're spray start racing. Get your tyres ready, lads. Get your tyres ready. Get your brakes ready. This is the race.
It's Fury. God,
Right.
Fury.
And he wonders why he gets a lot of punches. Now, Baraba's not really moved. Fury's actually got to drop behind Baraba because Fury's P11. So Fury's got to wait for Baraba to get onto the back of him here. And I said this last week in our little party chat. Fury wonders why he gets so many punches. You know, but then he slides the Lexus through on the formation lap. I don't know if you and Dan have caught him much this season, doing it?
Fun. Oh, it's going to be fun with no traction control on these cars. Especially for the first 2 corners.
Yeah. Make sure your tyres... Baraba's hanging back here. Now, Baraba has got to get in front of Fury, otherwise that is out of grid position.
I mean, we know Mike Matthews will be watching somewhere to get him.
We're all stewards at the end of the day. There is... Oh, we've left pit stops on. So
someone's
Mike...
left the session.
No, they haven't. We've still got 11.
No, we've still got 11? I thought we had 12. Okay.
No, we had 11. We only had 10 until Fury came. Now, Mike Matthews has left pit stops on here because he texted me earlier saying server's ready to go for tonight.
Yeah, I saw the message in the admin chat on Discord.
Yeah, so you can back me up. That was Mike's fault, yeah?
Yeah. But you don't need a pit anyway. You still need a 20-minute race.
Yes.
Unless you're going to cook your tyres. We're at 38-degree track temperature. Highly possible.
I turned the track temperature down a little bit today as well, so... Cooking at the minute. Absolutely baking. So they may want to change the tyres. The pit window then will be halfway through the race, which means it'll be 5 minutes in and 5 minutes before the end. If the guys are listening to the stream... In fact, no, I'm not going to say it, because if others pick, they're not listening, and others don't, that's not fair on them.
No. Most of them do actually have the stream on in the background. I know Daz does. I do.
Right, they're starting to line up line of Stern at the moment. Hitman, the popular man in the chat. Don't forget, if you like what you see here, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. A wonderful Snetterton. Good luck, Daz and DJ, says Micro J's in the chat. Good evening to Jay. Hope you're well, buddy. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are 28 subscribers away from the all magical 500. And hit that bell to be notified when we are live. Tuesday, 8 PM UK time, as well as Wednesday and Thursday, 8 PM UK time, before the Porsche Carrera Cup. We'll be back next week for rounds 5 and 6 at Alton Park. And that one should be an absolute fantastic one to watch. That should.
It should be. It'll be an interesting one around Alton.
Yeah.
And then we go to Silverstone, where we've also got the GT3s.
Yes, GT3s the week after. So it's Zandvoort in GT3, and then Alton Park, and then the week after It is a full week of Silverstone like we've just had at Brands Hatch for GT3 and Porsche Cup. Right, PN, they round the final corner. You've said Hitman, I've said Max. The chat want Hitman as well. No votes for Max or Tibbs in the chat. 1 for Gary at the minute. Only 4 votes on the poll so far. Get your votes in. As we come towards the start line now, Barber is now in position and we are about to go. Green and go here for race 1. It wasn't held as well from Hitman. Then it took them all to get towards the start line before it went green. Tibbs has already jumped in front of Gary as Hitman leads in towards turn 1 from Max Mulder. The cameraman has now lost them as we try to change through into turn 1. Picks them all back up. So it's Hitman, Max Mulder. Gary's back up to third. Holty's going to look up the inside of Tibbs in towards the Wilton hairpin. Keegs is looking around the outside as well. Fury looks like he's made a couple of places up. Little loose for Holty on the power as he comes out the corner. And that looks like Keegs has gone from 8th all the way up into about 5th place at the end of lap 1. Smokey's now up the inside of Holty there then. Holty kicking up a bit of dirt to Fury. He's gone from 11th and he's up to pretty much 6th place. But a cracking clean start at the moment in this race, PM.
Yeah, this is cleaner than Am Pro and Pro put together so far. Oh, Max is having a look at inside of Hitman into Hamilton's.
He's got Hitman done. Yeah, good move from Max Mulder there. So Max Mulder takes the lead of this race. Gary 131 sitting and watching on just in the background as Hitman comes to look to tuck back underneath Max Mulder, and as the cameraman's going to pick them up now coming through Williams. He can't get that one done, and Gary, a master of Snetterton, what will he do as he comes down the back straight now? It is Max Mulder from Hitman, from Gary 131, and again the cameraman fails to pick them up.
Yeah, I'm on set 2 now.
Yeah, these cameraman needs sacking at the moment. I changed to set 2, but there's too much happening at the minute. Into Brundle and Nelson, Max, Hitman, Gary, Tibbs, Lucas Roth, Smokey, Fury. Holty kicks up the tyres before DJ Phil. In fact, Holty's bounced off the curb. This is Phil's opportunity to get through. And Daz automatic as Holty loses the rear. Taps the rear of Daz. And now Barber will come through as well. Holty there just causing a little strife. As is that Lucas Roth trying to look around the outside of Tibbs. It was, but he can't get it done. And now Gary gains. Look at the gain that Gary's got on the back of Hitman at the moment. As we come down the start line, let's change to camera set 2. There we go. The cameraman may now be better. So it's Max, Hitman, Gary 131, Tibbs, Lucas Roth, Smokey, has Fury coming up his inside in towards Richards. Has to give him room. Fury onto the grass and pushes Smokey off there.
That was a big hit on Smokey. Smokey's now gone into the field. If that fence wasn't there, what they've put in.
So Daz is through, Phil's through, Baraba's through, Holty's through, Smokey drops to the back of the pack as Hitman once again looking on the back of Max Mulder at the moment. 20-minute races, very short races to go. And the drivers will possibly have to pit today if they... more than likely, they're going to have to pit, yeah. Lucas Roth now looking up the inside of exit Tibbs as down towards Agostini's they come. Lucas Roth, thank you, Mama, for the carrots.
First one.
First one, and a proper one. None of this thank you for the carrots nonsense I heard in Pro the other week.
Oh, did you hear me add carrots?
I did hear you. Yeah, I did hear you try and correct him. Right. What a battle we've got out front here. Fury may have some front end damage now. Daz is on the back of DJ Phil a little further back, but we've got Max Mulder being chased by Hitman, being chased by Gary. Lucas Ross just got past Tibbs. Them two are coming together. Then big gap back to Fury, big gap back to Phil, and then Daz on the back of him. Let's go back to Max though, as Hitman to the outside. Out Brundle. How well do these two know the British circuits? Max goes a little deep in Nelson, and Hitman now has a look at the inside before the bomb hole. Job done. Hitman is through, and now you've got the master of Snetterton lurking on the back of you as he comes into Coram once again. Gary knows his circuit like the back of his hand, and he's a master of the British circuits as well. Gary 131 is patiently biding his time at the moment.
He is, because it's so easy to make a mistake in these cars.
Yeah.
So very easy.
We've missed Daz Automatic getting past DJ Phil then. He has done that one. That is job done. Max trying to have a little look back at Hitman then as Tibbs still on the back of Lucas Roth here. Any moves into turn 1 there? Not at all at the moment. So far line is turned. Keegs goes a little wide. Tibbs in it. Keegs bounce off of each other. Tibbs stays on. Lucas Roth off. Great car control though. He's back on circuit. But that is a change of position. Tibbs back into 4th. Lucas Roth down into P5 once again now. And Fury's catching on the back of them. As Hitman out front just starting to stretch his legs a little bit. Gary is on the back of Max Mulder here as Max very wide through Palmer's, and here comes Gary. Max in the wall across the track, misses his teammates, and Gary now into P2. Max Mulder down the order, and he tries to rejoin, but he's got hefty damage to the front of his car.
Yeah, well, maybe it's a good thing pit stops are on because you've got to need them to repair the
Yeah,
car.
yeah, fair one. Smokey Devil gaining on the back of Barber, just bumps Barber a little bit there, and Smokey tries to go up the inside now, and Barber lets him have that spot. So Smokey back up to 10th. Holty on the back of DJ Phil at the moment then, and Daz just pushes Max a little wide on exit there. Maybe Max just struggling because of his damage. Pit window's open, 10 minutes of a pit window. It shouldn't be there, but the drivers are just going to have to deal with it for tonight, and we apologise for that to the drivers. But here comes Daz on Max Mulder down the Bentley straight, PM.
Yeah, as we're thinking about the tyre life, because with a track temperature of 39 now, they are going to be boiling.
Yeah, they are indeed. Max on the back of Daz through Brundle and Nelson. Just looks like he's got a bit better mid-corner speed. Maybe that damage helping him to actually corner and get the car slowed down. So it's Hitman from Gary, separated by 9/10 of a second. Then Tibbs, Lucas Roth, who's made a mistake somewhere. Fury's on the outside of Murray's. He's all over the sausage cable, and Fury has a ding-dong with Lucas Roth now.
Oh, I said
it's Gary. Gary's in.
On the sausage. Gary doing a nice early pit stop, thinking, well, I'm going to pit if you lot don't and get a 130-second penalty.
Yeah, Gary is in then. Will Baraba box? No, he won't. So everybody stays out. Bought from Gary 131. Fury now has Lucas Roth hunting down the back of him. Max Mulder's trying to the back of Daz. We'll stay with his Keegs and Fury battle at the moment. As here they come. Line of stern through at the moment. It's Fury from Lucas Roth. Fury from the back of the pack. Let's not forget Max Mulder. Oh, he's had a big spin out to Wilson's. And has now got to wait for DJ Phil and Smokey Devil to come through. Baraba's a little further back. And will Baraba get Max Mulder? No, he won't. But that is a shame for Max because he had good qualifying pace, but he's got that damage to the car that maybe he should have pitted at the end of that one.
He probably should have pitted as soon as the window was open and repaired that car. This is an admin fault, not mine, because I don't have access to the server. But the pit stops are on.
Blame Mike is all I'm going to say. What was Mike's words in the admin chat? Server's ready to go, lads.
Yep, that's pretty much what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, cheers, Mike. Cheers, Mike. Next time, Matt, double check. As we're watching Fury hunt down after Tibbs. Now Fury's come from the back of the pack. He had a ding-dong with Smokey, has a ding-dong with Keegs, and now he's really forcing his way to the front here, is Fury, and he's looking for a third race win in a row. The question is, though, does anybody pit? As my cameraman has gone to the wrong cameras again here. We're on the poor view of Murray's. That is because we watch Gary. So will Hitman box? No, he won't. Will Tibbs box? No, he won't. What about... Yes, he will. So Tibbs box. Fury stays out. Keeg stays out. What about Daz automatic? So Tibbs in. Gary's pitted. So let's see Gary's progress. No pit stop for Daz. No pit stop for Holty. No. I've got for some reason I always feel like the pit entry is closer, but it's not. Smokey stays out. Phil comes in. Max Mulder comes charging, screaming into the pits. Baraba stays out as well. Now Gary 131 is on the Bentley straight here. He's got fresh tyres. Let's not forget.
I'll tell you what, I think Phil being away stopped Max getting the speeding penalty.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, no.
I think he just saved Max getting speeding.
Yeah, I think he has there. Max come in a little quick there. So Hitman from Fury, from Lucas Roth at the moment. Hitman, 4-second lead to Fury. He's got 2 seconds to Keegs. He's got 5 seconds to Daz. Holty still not pitted. Neither Smokey or Barber. Tibbs is already away. Where's Gary 131? He's only just coming down the start straight. Has Gary been jumped by Tibbs? There's Tibbs. There's Gary. Gary already up to full racing speed. Tibbs out across the dash line. That is fine. And Tibbs has got in front of Gary 131.
Wow, what? Maybe the undercut don't work here.
Well, maybe that doesn't help with Gary mowing the lawn or the exit to turn 1.
He's not in a Honda.
He's not, but he's wiped out a braking marker. His Fury's really hunting down Hitman. He's took quite a chunk out between sectors here. Gary ahead of Phil, though, and Max Mulder still in the pits. So Phil out. In fact, Max Mulder, I don't think repaired damage because he's out the pits now. And he's on his way back into this race.
Maybe the car turns better now.
Potentially so. We'll see what happens. Right.
As I'm on the great camera angle of camera set 1, which is miles away from Murray's corner.
Hitman out of Murray's corner, down the start straight, carries on his way. What about that of Fury then?
Fury carries on.
Yeah, he stays out. Lucas Roth stays out as well. Daz automatic What is he going to do here?
He
stays out on track. Track now optimum. I think Holty must have had a moment somewhere. He's being caught. In fact, he's been passed by Smokey Devil. So Smokey up another position. He's going to stay out. Holty, what is he going to do? Does he choose to pit? He's close to Baraba. Holty boxes. What about Baraba now? Baraba boxes. Gary 3.1 off the back of Tibbs. Joe's had a mistake somewhere.
Oh, Gary's pushing too hard.
Joe's had a massive mistake somewhere because he's lost a lot of time to Hitman at the moment. Max Mulder's parked up. He's had to let the leaders through. Has he had another spin? Didn't repair his damage. I wonder if he's had another moment and he's let the leaders through because he's got going again before Lucas Roth actually lapped him there. So, yeah, potentially letting the leaders go.
Right, let me just get back on the better camera set. This is a nightmare. You would have thought it just saved the camera set.
Just stay on it. Yeah, it would. Tibbs goes through then. Gary goes through. Where is DJ Phil? He's currently coming into Coram now. And Holty and Baraba still not away at the moment. So here comes DJ Phil. As Holty's now away. Has Baraba done enough to jump DJ Phil? Baraba is now away. So there's Holty. Baraba's now moving. DJ Phil will be up to speed. This could be a bit closer than the Gary Tibbs one. The cameraman should change in a moment. There's Holty coming out. There's Baraba coming out. There's DJ Phil, who gets up past Baraba. Thank you very much. And Max Mulder down in 11th place. So, Hitman, this time, does he think of pitting? Fury looks a lot closer to Hitman. PN, I tell you. Hitman in.
Yeah.
Joe stays out.
Mike's realised his error. He's commented on Discord.
There we go. Lucas Roth stays out. What about Daz Automatic? Naughty Michael.
I tell you what, though, the pit stops make it a bit more exciting. Because Tibbs might not have ever jumped Gary if he didn't do a pit stop. That's a question, isn't it?
Smokey Devil stays out as well. So Hitman, the only man in the pit. So Tibbs jumped Gary. Will Tibbs jump Hitman?
It's interesting to see. Hitman still. I'm watching Tibbs now as he comes under the bomb hole. The bomb hole, so right. Into Coram. And the spectators on the banking, what you can't stand on. It's also higher than that as well.
Right, well, here comes Tibbs. Hitman is now away and he's moving. So Tibbs, nowhere near Hitman. Gary must have had a poor outlap because he's still 3.1 off the back of Tibbs. And I wonder if that's how Tibbs got ahead of Gary 131. Gary was 9/10 off the back of Hitman. When Hitman pitted, Tibbs, you know what? Tibbs could really be in a good position here. I wonder if going long does help, though. Fury, Lucas Roth, Daz and Smokey still the cars to pit at the moment. So I wonder what is going to happen between these front four. Where is Fury on the circuit at this minute in time? Leads 6 seconds ahead of Keegs. Baraba, though, 2 seconds off the back of DJ Phil. These are the two that had a cracking fight at Brands Hatch, if you remember. Yeah, and they're trying to renew their rivalry again here.
Battle of the green cars. Of course, my green for East West is British Racing Green, so it's darker and metallic. No, 2.2 seconds gap to the net leader of Hitman for Tibbs. Gary's now within 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's under that 3 second mark. Tibbs is 2.2 to Hitman. Baraba a little squirrely out the corner. So Fury and Lucas Roth pit, by the way. They're both in. Daz Automatic is coming in, and I believe Smokey Devil's going to have to pick. So they're not going to get another pit lap in this pit window. And in they all come. Well, Dan will not score point.
No, because it's over halfway of a race, so he won't get enough laps.
But Dan is in the race. That is the most important thing.
Dan is in the session.
Yeah, Dan will be in for race 2. Dan, if you can hear us, don't take part. Leave it for everybody else. Now, Lucas Roth has done his pit stop, but didn't change his tyres.
Whoops. Easily done, though, if you don't press features enabled. And,
yeah, do you know what? I think that's going to be harsh to make him pit again. Keegs, if you're listening, stay out.
Just stay out because it's a little admin error by So Tibbs has jumped Fury. Fury has jumped Gary. Cool, we've got a battle for the lead here, chat. Battle for the lead.
Yeah, we've got a battle for the lead. Pierre, I don't know if you want to go into the other party. Just tell Keeks to not pit again.
Yep.
As it is our mistake. And if Dan's in there, just tell him he can't race. So we will lose PN for a moment. And he'll hopefully come back. But it's... so did Lucas stay out in front there? So Hitman ahead of Fury. So yeah, Lucas stays in front of Hitman. So pit window's closed. So Hitman from Tibbs, from Fury, from Gary, from Smoky Devil, Daz, Holty, DJ Phil. In fact, Daz and Smoky Devil close proximity. And they've got Holty gaining on the back of them as well. So this is a little close battle down the order. Fury close to the back of exit Tibbs as well. Here's Joe. Right, what we are going to... Oh, Gary's had a spin behind. He was gaining on this pack. He's had a big spin. So Gary's had a big spin. PN's just joined us back. PN, tell Keeks to do a drive-through penalty. Or tell Keeks to do a pit stop, change tyres, and where he comes out will be where he finishes. The 130-second penalty will not take effect.
That's not fusing. I'm not jumping back out again because we put the... what was that? We got tell Keeks? I didn't hear half the conversation.
So tell Keeks to pit and change tyres, but ignore the 130-second time penalty.
That's all he's got to get now anyway, ends up.
Yes, but he wasn't in the lead of this race, was he? As Tibbs and Fury are actually going side by side and having a cracky little scrap here. Up to the inside of Agostini is Fury on Tibbs, and that is job done, although he's gone very, very deep, and Tibbs gets that move back, and Gary, after his spin, was not close enough there to get that one done. So apologies, chat. The admin are just sorting out what will happen with Keeks at the moment. And the lobby will be reset for race 2 so that the drivers can go again and get ready to go. And it will just go straight into qualifying and the race. So back down to this Keeks and Tibbs battle. Fury and Tibbs. Also, if we drop down the order, Gary's there currently in P5. The cameraman not picking them up fantastically. Smoky Devil P6. Holty's 7th. Daz is down in 8th. Phil's 9th. Brob is 10th. Max is 11th. Dan's out on track now. This will not count as on Dan's stats. Not quite sure why Dan's actually gone out on the circuit, if I'm going to be honest with you. But there we are. Well, he won't get a race start for this. He won't get points for this. I hope he's aware of that one. So Tibbs, Fury, Gary 131, P5, Smokey P6. As cameraman 1 is really quite useless at picking up these drivers. DJ Phil... Is he ahead of Daz now?
He is. Has Daz gone off?
I think he has, yes, because Baraba's ahead of him as well, so Daz has had a moment.
Yeah, Daz has had he's gone off. And to be honest, I think Max might get him if he's damaged.
Did we just have 13 drivers in this lobby? No, we didn't. We had the 12, didn't we? So 12 drivers still in. Fury's got to once again catch up to the back of Tibbs here. Tibbs driving a decent race.
Well, I told Keeks he probably won't do it. You know what he's like.
Well, let's see when it's ready to go. Mike is going to do the lobby. We will reset for race 2. And we will then get underway.
As the net leader is still Hitman. By 4 seconds on Tibbs. Fury is right on the back bumper of Tibbs.
Yeah, he's getting close, isn't he? Dan's in the way. I hope Dan...
Gary's probably got the wrong pressures for this set of tyres.
He's also, dropped it a couple of times, so he's possibly just pushing this Porsche Cup car too hard as Dan
Holty
moves right out of the way. What about Holty? On the back of Smoky Devil here.
He's right on the back of Smoky. Can he get Smoky?
Well, there's 31 seconds left in this race.
For triple six is now going into Murray's, so we might get another lap.
We will get another lap as Keegs is going to cross the line. So what we'll do is we'll just add time to the end of Keegs' race here. And we will sort that out after the stream tonight. Fury on the back of Tibbs then. This is technically for second place in this race.
As I keep an eye on Holty and
Fury
Smoke.
To the outside of Rich as he goes. Does he look to cut back underneath on Tibbs? He does try it but can't get it done. Tibbs now defends the middle of the road at Wilson. Does Fury think of a lane? No, he does not. Dan obviously getting some track time in here. Bit of a wiggle there for Joe. Bit more of a wiggle there for Joe.
Give a wiggle.
So it's Hitman who leads from Tibbs, from Fury, who's within a tenth of Hitman. Holty's within 8/10 of Smoky Devil. Anything developing there, PM?
No, Holty's still behind Smoky as they're coming up to the Wilson hairpin, or Montreal hairpin, or Sears corner, if you go back to the history of stocks.
Fury then. Really pushing Tibbs through Oggies and into Williams. He's actually gone on the grass a little bit there. Fury looks a quick guy in these Porsche Carrera Cup cars, doesn't he? He's really flying, although he's pushing the limits there, is Fury. Tibbs had a little wiggle. Now down towards Brundle and Nelson they come for the final time. Fury's going to have a look up the inside at Brundle. It's not going to work there. Can you force him into a mistake at Nelson? Hitman's just had a little wiggle. He was on the grass. Tibbs has a wiggle. He has a moment. Fury to the outside. Dan's just spun in the background and Fury gets through, but he's wide. He's wide. Rejoins. Oh, that's a little unsafe from Fury. Somehow holds it all together and stays ahead of Tibbs. But Hitman is going to win this race. He will be the race winner. Ignore Keegs' 130-second time penalty. Hitman will win the race. From then, Fury and exit Tibbs P3. It's a great result from them two. PM talkers about the rest as they come home.
Right, as Holty's down the inside of Smokey going into the bomb hole, and he's through. Into Corbin. Will Smokey get back past on the brakes into Murray's? Or Russell's chicane as it used to be back in the day. No, Smokey's off on the road. He's visiting where I normally stand when I'm watching, well, kind of standing when I'm taking photos. So Holty will come home in P6, Smokey in P7. DJ Phil now rounded Murray's now for a P8. It's not a bad drive by Phil.
No, it's quite good that, yeah, it's quite good that. Points in the bags for a minute.
Yep, and for a pad user in these cars. Baraba in 9th. Daz Automatic coming across the line. Well, coming up centre straight now to finish in 10th. And final driver to cross the line is Max Mulder as he rounds Corbin into Murray's. Locks up at Murray's, goes nearly straight on, mows the lawn. Back on track.
Was that a deliberate cut?
No, that was a wide cut.
Right. Okay, fair enough. So Max Mulder crosses the line. To end that one then, we are going to take a very quick break and get the server reset ready for race 2. Don't go anywhere.
As I just put timetable up and take a screenshot.
Ready for race 2. Don't go anywhere. Right, so if we take 100 seconds off that, Keegs was 22 seconds off the back, putting Keegs P5.
Yeah.
So Keegs 5th.
So the server's resetting, yeah?
It will be, yeah.
Oh, that'll be why Gary was in on the 131 looking at the entries, because he did join in a GT3 car. Right, we're straight into qualifying, aren't we? But
yeah.
We'll probably have 4 or 5 minute practice and we can go back to the lobby. Is Mike ready to hit the kill switch to restart it?
Yep. Did you get a screenshot of the race 1 results?
Yes.
Right, and then what I'll do is I'll take the 100 seconds off of Keegs' lap, and I'm not adding Dan to the points there.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Server rebooting.
Right, while that all happens, there should be a minute free practice to get the drivers back in.
Yeah. Yeah, I should think Daz did have damage, Jay. Right, as I get back to the server, I'm only on spectator lobby anyway, so...
Right, back in a sec.
Whoopsie! There's a whoopsie by Mike. Right, just check I'm on the right controller settings for... There you go, I've got a race one and I've got a broadcast one. Gary back in, Smokey back in, Holty's back in, Dan's in. We had a whoopsie. Yeah, that's an admin error. It was just literally switched from Porsche to
Right,
from the GTs to the Porsche.
I'm just going into Keegs' chat a second, give me a minute.
Okay.
Keegs, how long was you stationary for in the pits there? Do you know precisely? 10 seconds, right. So what I'm going to do is, you got 5th in that race, but when I go back to the race results at the end of it, I'll take an extra 10 seconds off your final time, because I basically, the 130-second penalty you got, I've just wiped the 100 seconds off. But then if you've already done a 10-second penalty, I need to take another 10 seconds off that to make you 30 seconds in the pits. It makes sense in my head. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so, because I didn't know how long you were stationary. Now I know, at the end of the race, you finish 5th at the minute. At the end of the race, I'll go back through the results and take another 10 off. Yeah? Because then otherwise you've been stationary for 40 when everybody else was 30. Are you with me? Yeah, so I'm going to take 10 seconds off you, so then it'll be 30 seconds. So another 10 will come off your total time. No, you'll be closer to the leader. 10 seconds closer, yeah? Whether it keeps you 5th or not, I don't know. Blame Mike.
Well, we'll have to just say, sort the fucking lobby out a day prior, so it's done correctly.
He texts me at 6:30, lobby's done, ready to go. I were eating me dinner at that time. I went, no worries, reset. Come back on PlayStation about 10 to us. Keegs said, can you reset server? I did it, because it was already Porsche Cup. Reset it ready for the race tonight. Obviously, I've not checked it, because Mike said it was done, ready to go. So... Keegs will sort your time out so it's right, but at the minute you cross the line P5.
I didn't score points that race, did I?
The pit stop shouldn't have even been on, but obviously the pit stop was still set to GT3. Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. The pit stop was for changing tyres. Yeah. How many laps did you do, Dan?
Oh, probably like 3 or 4.
Yeah, you don't score points for that one then. I've just stuck my toe. Barbie, good?
Darker than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, really? I'll chat to you in a bit about it then. Right, good luck, race 2.
Yeah. Well, lap time.
Right, so Keegs was stationary for...
What was that?
10 seconds Keegs was stationary for. Can you check your screenshot to see what time, or Jay, if you're in PN's chat, can you go back and see Keegs' total time? Take 10 seconds off. Where would that put him, please?
Did you hear that, Joe? Go back to my stream and try to find the results of race 1 when I put them on display to take the screenshot.
If you don't mind, please, Jay.
We'll get you in a admin team at this rate.
Okay, may as well. Yeah. Official officer of timestamping and doing shit.
And doing the clips so I get people cutting the pit line.
Yeah. Which means if I stream from my Twitch on a Wednesday night while you're racing, I have to clip my Twitch as well for cutting pit entries. So he's a busy man.
He can't do it till the end of the stream.
Oh shit! Yeah. Can you load the screenshot up you took?
I can't show it on stream.
No, I just want you to work out 10 seconds off of Keegs' total time.
So Keegs' total time was, God, that green's obnoxious. 21:47.047. So 10 seconds off would be 3.7, wouldn't it? 21:37.
So where would he finish? Still P5?
Just P5, just in front of Holty.
Just, right. No, we're taking it away. So he's closer to the leader.
Yeah. So 47 to put in P5.
Yeah.
His B.
Go on to
P4. He'd be P4.
P4 ahead of Gary, yeah?
Behind Gary still, because Gary was 11 seconds off Keegs.
So who was fourth?
Fourth on the...
Was Gary.
Oh, fuck, that's on...
Don't matter. I'll check it at the end of the stream.
It was practice.
Right, we're going to go back live. We're going to go back live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SimPlay Motorsport. Here for the next race, race 4 of the season, and it is go time here. Hopefully the pit stops have been turned off by Mike Matthews, and we are go for qualifying 2, in which Gary is straight out the pits for. No messing around by Gary 131 PM.
No, he wants that 25th pole at SimPlay. He wants it, he's hungry for it. And I'm now on camera set 1 again. Here we go, camera set 2. Much better. Yeah, I don't think I got the screenshot of the results then.
Yeah, you're fine, I've got them.
Yeah. As Holty now exits the pits. Smokey's still in the pits. Keys is still in the pits, probably finishing his pot noodle.
Well, either way, we're ready to go. We believe Keegs has finished around about P4
or 5.
P4 or 5. He's gone down as 5th place at the moment, meaning that the championship standings look a little bit like this. With 281 points left up for grabs. In fact, to tell you what, I didn't add Hitman's pole position point there. Guys, it's going well tonight, isn't it? So a point for Hitman for pole position. Right, 182 points left up for grabs. It is Fury who leads the way from Hitman by 9 points. Smokey Devil 19 behind. Keegs is up to 4th with Max Mulder 5th. DJ Phil in 6th. Baraba 7th. Nose at 8th. Daz in 9th with Dan on Orthodubs down in 10th. Gingerbush 11th. Exit Tibbs 12th. Gary 13th. Sekulovic 14th. Holty 15th. Shane didn't score points, so I don't know why Shane's got points there. Why does Shane have points? Did I input something on Shane's? I did. I inputted 7th place. Didn't mean to. Shane, Ant, T, Hitman from Am and Leon Fernie yet to score in this championship. PM, though, we are ready to go for race 2.
Yeah, I'm just watching Gary take a really interesting line through all of them. Snetton hadn't had a rallycross track for years, Gary.
Yeah, not just that, but that's going to compromise your run down the start line, Gary.
Just a little, yeah. As Keegs comes out of the pits now to the left, as Gary now has Phil in front of him.
Yeah, so it will be DJ Phil to complete the first lap of qualifying. So let's go on board with DJ Phil. It will be DJ Phil that will complete the first lap then of qualifying here. And he'll be the man that everybody's going to try and beat at the moment in terms of lap times. Unless you're car number 12. Oh no, car number 12 is Keeg, so he's fine.
I'll bring him back for Big Mac. What's the race result? God, I'm dumb.
Smoky Devil's gone back to the pits here, so I'm not sure what's happened to Smoky Devil. Tibbs has stopped as well, so I'm not sure what's happened to Tibbs there either. So a few people just stopping at the moment. In terms, though, of them driver stats, Gary obviously getting close to making sure that he is number one in terms of where he needs to be. Sorry, apologies. I've just wondered why Gary's thing has gone up so much in terms of his race appearances. I've pressed the wrong one. It's that one.
Computers.
And with Gary missing a few races, he's actually just ahead of DJ Phil in terms of most race starts here at SimPlay Motorsport now. Obviously, Gary is 4 behind Phil for GT3 this season, and Phil has done 3 Porsche Cup cars. So Gary's only 1 race start ahead of DJ Phil in terms of all-time race starts here. Joe, obviously, 251 now. In terms of guys getting close to the next marker, Bryn 146, he'll be the next man, although at Orthodubs will be about to make his 190th race start. Yet to get on the podium, yet to get on the top step of the podium as well, but has 2 pole positions to his name. Who's the favourite for it? Gary 131 will set the first flying lap of the session, goes across as a 52 for Hitman. What's he got in response? He replies and does 63,000 of a second slower. Dan, though, goes 3 times quicker. Fury then goes quicker than Dan. Game on once again between these two. It's a little chess match at the moment, isn't it?
It is, and all pro drivers at the top. Well, apart from Dan now, he's in the
as Daz Automatic slots into P5. Here comes Holty. What lap time's he going to do? None, as he's invalidated it. He has a little mistake out of the final couple of corners then. So car 85 of Baraba will set the next flying lap. Dan, 2 pole positions here in Porsche Carrera Cup at the moment. Gives him 35 overall. Gary, though, needs 1 more for that magical 25. And Dan and Fury are going to deny him today, are they? Well, we'll wait and see what happens a little later on. Aspien, here comes Baraba to the line.
Yep, and same colours really as his Bentley and Am.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And Baraba goes into P7. Next car to complete lap, DJ Phil, as Gary's invalidated it.
As Holty now exits pits to
excuse me
again. As he comes out behind Smokey.
Well, we had a fight with at the end of the last race, if you remember, in race 1. Evening to Green Wolfinator. Hitman, great race. Well, Hitman was the race winner, which was great to see. DJ Phil then, the next man on a flying lap before Fury, who's got himself ahead of Dan. Dan's actually invalidated this lap, so Dan will not be able to make up that 2 tenths. Phil's very wide. Does that invalidate it? No, it doesn't. He carries on going. The problem is he's got a very fast Fury catching him here.
Yeah, as Gary's completely dropped it now.
So Phil, to the line, any improvement? No, there isn't. What about Fury then, as car 35 will be the next one? Joe improves. He's extended his gap to 4.5 tenths to Dan on Orthodubs, who invalidated this last lap, as did Hitman. And Keegs and Dan can go again. Here comes Daz to the line. Does he find any improvement here? He does, but keeps in P5. Max Mulder yet to settle at. What can he do? As he crosses the line, he goes P5 at the moment. Exit Tibbs now. What is he about to do?
Exist Tibbs, isn't it?
Exist Tibbs. Yeah, it's just been that long calling him Exit Tibbs. It's
wide
too late. He is wide. Invalidated his lap. Car 85 for Baraba now, Pien. He's the next man on a valid one as Tibbs is off.
Tibbs is mowing the grass on the inside of Murray's. I'd be very grateful to him.
He's gone well off there, and he's now got to wait for Baraba to come through.
Yep. MSV will be very grateful if you ruin their grass. No, they won't.
Yeah, they will indeed. Tibbs back on the track. Here comes Baraba. And doesn't improve his lap time. Back to Gary 131 then. 8.5 tenths of a second he needs to get pole position at the minute.
Yeah, Smokey's coming to the line. I don't know if he's on a valid lap or not.
No, invalid. Invalid him and invalid Holty, as Holty's on his outlap Gary. God, that's a lot of curb through Brundle and Nelson there. And you got it all sideways on the exit of it, didn't you? Well, Maybe a little less curb next time, Gary 131. Not that you need me to tell you how to drive around this circuit. Right then, towards Coram now. Big lift of the throttle. Now towards Murray's on the silly camera angle we have. Through Murray's he goes. And in the Jaeger Motorsport cold trickle colours, here comes Gary 131 down the start straight towards the start line. 2 minutes left. He'll just possibly sneak another 2 laps in. He goes P2. Wow, what a lap!
Can he keep it going? Don't run it wide and keep it going. What's Fury?
Whoa, but Fury answers back!
Wow!
Hitman goes P2. What's Dan Unorthodox going to do? He has nothing. What about Lucas Roth? He has nothing. Daz Automatic goes P5. So just when you think Gary's put in an absolute stonking lap, he's back to 8 tenths behind Fury. Hitman puts in a good lap as well, and Fury
he's in the wall.
Is a man on a mission. Daz done then. 69's crossed the line. That is Max Mulder who stays P6. Car 85 of Baraba, the next man, with exit Tibbs. Smoky Devil coming behind, although Baraba hop, skip and a jump across the grass, and that will invalidate your lap time.
That's a good way of invalidating your lap, isn't it?
He'll get one more run in here, will Baraba.
There's Smoky, Holty, Teagues and exist Tibbs. Agent Tibbles. I've not,
Agent Tibbles.
Yeah. Tibbs nearly into Cambridgeshire.
Yeah, I've just read that in the general chat. Here comes Tibbs. Goes P9. Smoky Devil now. What will he do? He goes P7. Holty next to the line. Looked quick in practice. Has he got the pace of the front runners? He goes nowhere. Doesn't set a valid lap time. Right, Gary, back to you. P3. Should possibly. Gary could be the last one to get one flying run in here.
30 seconds on the clock. Yeah, he can do it.
Joe may struggle to get this next lap in.
Oh, come on, Gary, keep it tidy.
Yeah, a little squirrely it looked at Murray's there. It's down towards the start line. He comes now. We'll change to Fury in a moment. Is Gary up on his time? He gets one more lap in. Oh, wow! Finds a lot of time. Will Joe get one more run in? I'd imagine so from here. DJ Phil may be the first one to be done. Joe to the line. Doesn't improve. Will Phil get one more lap in? You bet you he will. Will Hitman? Yes, he does. Who's the car behind Hitman? It's Unorthodox, who stays P4. Lucas Roth goes P7. Gary's in the pits. That is a shame for Gary 131. We now await Baraba. But Gary comes so close, PN, to that 25th pole. We have to wait another week.
Well, we've got to wait and see if he can do it on to Thursday.
Yeah, it's pretty much a week, isn't it? It's pretty much a week. Baraba's off. Baraba is done. Next car, then, is that of car 13, which is Fury. To set... Oh, no, it's not. It's Tibbs. Sorry, I didn't see Tibbs sneakily at the top of the circuit. Can Agent Tibbles get this one done and across the line? As Hitman becomes tied with NJ on the most success of one race win and one pole position here. Well, he's not going to get pole today, although actually slight on track at the minute. Here comes Agent Tibbles down the line. Yeah, that's sticking. That is for Pro-Am. Crosses the line, goes P6. Now back to Fury.
Lot of empty track. Hitman's got DJ Phil right in front of him.
Yeah, that could compromise Hitman here. Fury bounces over the Brundle curb. Gary versus Fury into turn 1.
Hitman's off the road. Hitman's done.
Hitman done. So just DJ Phil and Fury to go. Dan will have to settle for P4, so not even pole position here, but after watching Barbie, you know.
Well, he should stop being alive in plastic, shouldn't he?
Pole position may not be on Dan's mind for this one. As Fury comes to the line across the grass as well there. DJ Phil then, what will he do? 3.6 to the line comes DJ Phil. And stays P10 in this one then. So DJ Phil done. Dan saying in the chat, no practice, I'll take that. That's not bad for Dan, but it's Fury now who takes a pole position in his driver's stat. And that gives Fury 16 pole positions. He's now tied with me.
Gary lost all his time in the final sector. I brought the qualifying up right now, and that's where he lost all his time.
Oh, he has. Look, it's 0.6 of a second to Fury in that qualifying. He was purple sector 1 and 2. 4/10 quicker in Sector 1, 12 thousandths quicker middle sector, 6/10 slower Sector 2. Well, yeah. And that is what. And if we look at the sector, if we bring the big track up on the screen, Sector 2 is Brundle, Nelson, Bomo, Coram, and Murray's, and we've seen Gary a bit squirrely through Murray's a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, that's where Gary lost all his time to get pole. And his elusive 25th.
What a shame.
Yeah. It's a bit like the elusive unless the FIA strip it from you. 8th world title for Hamilton.
I'm not getting into that discussion as much as I think you're right. I'm not getting into this topic. I've had many an argument over this conversation, many a times.
But at least that was interesting back in 21.
You are correct, though. I am on your side for it.
30 seconds.
I may not like Hamilton.
But I'm not getting involved in it.
I'm not a Hamilton fan, I admit that. But I know that title was complete. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave that one there. We'll discuss that one another day. 15 people currently watching the stream. 10 thumbs up. Guys, girls, if you like what you see here, hit that thumbs up button. And the bell to be notified when we are live, which is Tuesday night for our next GT3 instalment at Zandvoort, the home of some Dutch Formula 1 driver. You guessed it, Nick de Vries. Oh, wait.
He's not F1 no more. He's sacked.
He's sacked. So it must be the home, then, of Max Verstappen.
Yay.
Where it is raining. It will be wet for Thursday night and Wednesday night and Tuesday night. A 20% chance rain, so it may not be wet the whole way through. We got to wait and see. You've got to wait and see. You've got to join us. Join me and Fury, our post-sitter, live Tuesday night, 8 p.m. UK time. Join myself and Benedict Varga live on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. UK time. And join Dan Davis and the beautiful PM Motorsport live, 8 p.m. Thursday night UK time. Before me and PN, and maybe Naris Plavins, will be back next Sunday night, 8 p.m. UK time for Alton Park race 3, round 5 and 6 of the Porsche Carrera Cup season. And I just remembered earlier I said, check me out on the circuit Thursday night. I'm not here.
You're not here.
Not here.
You're in Switzerland for Racing Unleashed.
Yeah, Racing Unleashed. If you would like to check out Racing Unleashed, go and do so. Come and give me a support. It means a lot. I plugged our channel. I plugged our channel on theirs. It's only right if I do so backwards.
Yeah. That was so funny when you said SimPlay Motorsport in that stream.
Do you know what it was, right? What it was I'm so used to saying our followers are, SimPlay blah blah blah, and they were saying about, look, we want to promote the social media. So as I'm promoting Instagram and Twitter, I went, why don't you head over to our socials and check out SimPlay? I mean, Gary's off.
Gary, what?
Gary, what are you doing, son? Gets back going. I don't know if that's going to give him damage. Do you get damage on the formation lap?
I think you do, yeah.
His car's scuffed, so well done, Gary.
Apparently, what I found out with the McLaren, the 720, it doesn't get front end damage.
I bet Daz can prove that wrong.
Well, but apparently, it doesn't get full front end damage like the other cars do.
Well, we'll wait and see.
In this build of the game.
We'll wait and see what front end damage it does or doesn't get. Don't forget as well, hit that big red subscribe button as we will be live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Sunday night as we head towards the back end of the season. We're pretty much race one next week. He's halfway through this season.
Yeah. God, this season's flown by. Mini season.
Hasn't it just? Off-season coming up. We'll obviously be bringing some off-season events. Hopefully a little endurance event and maybe something on the PS5 as well as the endurance event on PS5 if we can get the server to work. Potentially Ferrari Challenge.
And maybe a little idea I have on...
Oh, we've lost a driver. We've lost Baraba.
Oh, that's such a shame.
It won't start.
What? Is he just messaged you on Discord?
Yeah.
So that's a game glitch, then.
I've told him to try and get back in to score points.
He's already back in the lobby.
Ah, there we go. There we go. So hopefully it lets him go. It's telling me to press drive for some reason. The button is flashing up at me.
Same here. Same here. It's doing the same for me.
Not going to do that. There is no pit stop this time around, though, as they go double file. Gary needs to be... Yeah, Gary needs to be level with Fury here. He's not. He is now.
boys.
Right then, for round 4 of the season, we are about to be green and go. PN race winner.
Fury.
And we are for race 4. Green and go here for race 2 of the night and the final time tonight at Snetterton. And Gary leads on the outside at 2-1.
Gary ran me outside straight away.
Hitman's on the grass. Dan's gone up to 3rd. Hitman's bobbling all over the grass. Daz automatic a little slow out of the first corner. But Gary leads from Fury already around the outside of turn 1. Hitman a little loose. Daz is round.
Daz is round. Oh, this. Oh, I like these cars.
Who else is off? Car 35 is off. That's Daz, actually.
That's Daz.
Didn't see where. There's Tibbs and Max Mulder. Right, we're going to get rid of this red screen of drive. We're going to change it to camera set 2 because nobody has to pit. And we're going to carry on. So it's Gary from Fury, from Dan, Hitman, Tibbs, Max Mulder, Lucas Roth, Holty Smokey, DJ Phil, Daz, Baraba. Unfortunately, a lap down.
But still will score points.
Still will score points. That is the most important thing. Gary, though, leads this race. He didn't get pole, but PN, wow, did he do it in spectacular fashion.
Oh, yeah. Oh. And of course, if the top 3 are this thing at the end of the race, join us. Have a chat.
Yes, if the top 3 are there, join us, have a chat. We'd love to hear from you. Right, back down the order. Tibbs defending from Max Mulder, who's defending from Keegs. They're all line of stern as they come down the Bentley straight. Keegs is actually on the grass. Where's Lucas Roth going? Manages to get it back on. Oh, he's caused... As his wheel died on him again.
His wheels died.
Yeah.
Like a wheel failure.
Yeah, because his car just turned right on him, so he's got to get that one sorted. Max Mulder a little loose. Smoky Devil on the back of Holty. And Agent Tibbles has got his teammate in GT3s. No teams, though, in Project Cars, in Porsche Carrera Cup. It's every man for himself. But at the end of the lap, it's Gary from Fury. And it does well there to keep hold of that. Dan, Hitman, Tibbles, Max Mulder, Holty, Smoky Devil, DJ Phil, Daz Automatic, Lucas Roth gets back going, and Baraba, once again, no pit stops have to be made. The pit lane is just open as Max Mulder climbing up the order now. But Smoky Devil, the one who's making moves at the moment, DJ Phil in the pits.
Okay, Phil, what are you doing? You don't need to pit.
Nope, not sure why Phil's in the pits there.
That's very slow, to be honest.
That is very slow. Is that a problem with something?
That might be a problem with... Well, he's a pad user, so... Like, moi.
Well, Lucas Roth's back up another place, and this will help Baraba because there is no pit stops, and Baraba has unlapped himself from DJ Phil. Hitman trying to gain back onto the rear end of Dan on Orthodubs, and here is Holty and Smoky Devil have just gapped out a little bit. Max gaining on the back of Tibbs as well, though that's 0.3 of a second. And will Max attack Tibbs? Obviously good friends and teammates in GT3. Will he attack him in this Porsche Cup? We saw Max on the podium, didn't we? Race 2 last week. Will he fancy another podium here?
Of course he does. You have to aim high, don't you? So,
yeah, you do. Phil's already back out the pits.
I'll be happy with a top 10 finish for the moment.
You've had a few. You've had a few this season.
Not since Barcelona, question mark.
Right, as the cameras have decided to go back to camera set 1, so we'll change that once again. Dan, 1.3 off the back of Fury, but Fury seems to be sliding that car. He's got Hitman. Oh, he nearly didn't have Hitman. That one nearly disappeared because Hitman lost the rear of the car a little bit there, and well held by him to keep that pointing in the right direction. But again, like race 2 last week, they're all just a little gapped out a bit at the moment.
But yeah, but at least there's no wild card of a pit stop. That was our Joker lap.
Yeah, it was our Joker lap. It was, yeah. So DJ Phil, he still looks slow, does Phil to me?
Has Phil got a problem? I don't know if he's live on his radio station tonight.
Yeah, I don't know how he does that, to be honest with you. Well, Baraba's going to catch him up here, either way.
Yeah, that is very... That's like it's not going.
DJ Phil is live on his radio station, I've just checked. As
that'd be why.
Hitman there comes around the corner. Well, I mean, there's no wonder he loses so much time and causes incidents at times if he's... Do you know what I mean? He's on the grass at the moment. Philly's
Fury was wide for Palmer's.
Philly's more a danger out there than anything at the moment. He was wide, but he's gained on the back of Gary. But if there's one man you don't want to defend against, it's Fury, because he's got his elbows out in this league at the moment.
He has. God, can you imagine if we had Kelly driving these as well?
Oh, jeez.
It will be like a touring car meeting then.
Well, Baraba's just come through Wilson. He's now coming up towards Palmer's, looking at the track map. Phil's only entered Brundle and Nelson.
Yeah. Phil's just not going.
It'll be interesting to see why Phil's not going at the moment. Either way, there is a white flag, say there is a slow car ahead. That is DJ Phil. Baraba now will be within the same sector shortly enough of DJ Phil, and Fury is really getting close to the back of Gary 131. Dan just dropping off the back of these, but has gapped Hitman a little bit. Tibbs has still got Max Mulder. In fact, Max Mulder and Tibbs have actually swapped positions. Down the order.
Oh, they're both wide.
Oh, Smoky Devil, little wiggle out the corner there. Holty's behind him. Daz is 9th. Lucas Roth 10th. DJ Phil looks like he's back up to racing speed now at the moment, but back to the battle at the front. It's Gary and Fury.
Oh, Gary wasn't off the corner very well through Murray's.
Well, in qualifying, he was 6 tenths slower, wasn't he, than Fury in that final sector. It's sectors 1 and 2 where Gary's quicker than Fury, and it's through Riches where Gary can really use his momentum and knowledge. And every lap Gary drives in these Porsche Cup cars, you just feel that Gary's getting stronger and stronger. Goes to defend. Fury pulls out and has a look. We saw last week that Fury actually bumped Dan a little wide. Dan never reported this to the steward, so it never got looked at. But Fury actually bumped Dan a little wide to get past. And Fury now looking each way till Sunday to try and get past Gary 131 here.
Yep, we've got a nice battle for the lead now. Dan's taking a watching brief, thinking, go on, you two, take each other out so I get the net lead.
Go on, Joe, hit him like you hit me at Brands Hatch, please.
Yeah, that'd be it.
But Dan's got to start watching his rear view mirror in a minute, because Hitman's got the gap down to 6 tenths of a second. The Smoky Devil has got past Max Mulder then. His name's tumbling down the standings, yeah.
He's been off, I think. Again, the front end of that Porsche looks a bit damaged. He's also got his wiper on.
He's got his wiper on all the time. I think that's the way Max Mulder drives at the moment. So gap out front 3 tenths of a second. Dan and Hitman 6 tenths of a second. And then Max Mulder trying to stay on the back of Holty. Holty's actually gained a lot on the back of Smoky Devil and Tibbs. You don't think Max and Tibbs have had it coming together, do you?
Oh, that'd be fun if they have. Sure, you wouldn't want to be in that team anymore.
You wouldn't. Right, into Brundle and Nelson. Gary gets it stopped. Fury bounces it off the sausage curb. Somehow keeps it together. Dan has got Hitman crawling over the back of him as well. And Fury's on the ground. Fury's lost a bit of momentum here.
Yes, I've got a lovely picture of a MG British touring car hopping over that curb.
Goat.
It is Jason Plato.
Yes. Right, Gary, little bit more of a gap to Hitman. Back, though, down towards Dan and Hitman here. As Gary looks like he's got Fury covered at the moment. Dan trying to cover from Hitman. Smoky Devil on the back of Exit Tibbs. As Holty's took to the grass, Max Mulder has a bit of a twitch as Holty rejoins there. Daz watching on in the background. Keegs just trying to score points. Phil and Baraba the back two as well. But Smoky Devil looking on Tibbleton. Can't get it done. Exit Tibbles. This battle's all over at the minute. Look, they're 2 by 2. It's like they're queuing up for Noah's Ark here. And it's Gary from Fury, Dan from Hitman, Tibbs from Smoky, Max from Holty.
Well, the rain we had yesterday, I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it. Gary to the inside, defending Agostini from Fury, and he'll be touring car-esque and parking on the apex, although he's allowed Fury to have a sniff up the inside, and that's all you need to give Fury is a little sniff. Hitman in the background looks to do the same thing. Gary around the outside of Hamilton's, keeps it there. I'll have that inside line for Oggies if he can. He does make sure he gets it. Fury has had a look. Gary's very wide. He avoided the lunging Fury there, and Fury leads this race again.
Yeah, well, it's a lot easier to attack than it is to be chased. So maybe Gary's thinking, okay, it's halfway through the race, roughly. Your turn to lead, Fury.
Yeah, let me follow you for a little bit and see where you're gaining on me.
Yeah.
As Gary now will want to get this time back. We're watching Hitman have a think about it on unorthodox, and I tell you what, he has a bit more than a think now. Just a cheeky look.
That's also one of my favourite photo opportunities on the banking above there on the S's.
Smoky Devil trying to get ahead of Tibbs. Max Mulder still trying to defend from Holty with Daz gaining in the background. Lucas Roth
Max is off.
Trying to catch Max Mulder off. Phil struggling with his tyres, says Thomas Marshall in the chat. And Max lets Daz go as well as he recovers on the circuit. And Hitman's had a problem out the final corner. And Gary's now trying to hunt down Fury once again here. So if Thomas Marshall was saying Phil's struggling with his tyres, is that possibly why DJ Phil is a little slow here? Oh, Fury's badged off of Ritchie's. Gets a really poor exit. and now has to defend from Gary. And Gary's going to try and go around the outside of Wilson. Can't get it done there, though. But Fury is pushing his luck here.
Yeah. Oh, someone's off. Keys is off in the S's. Well, Nelson and Brundle.
Yeah, he's not moving. That could be wheel related as well.
I've been around Snetterton so many times, so I remember the old corner names.
Halfway into the race, Fury goes a little wide at the exit of Agostini, and Gary tries to have a look but can't get the move done there. Dan's got Hitman gaining right onto the back of him once again. Max Mulder's trying to get on the back of Daz. Smoky Devil's dropped off the back of Tibbs. We're watching the fight for the lead at the minute as Dan and Hitman's gap is 1.2 seconds. This is the closest fight on track. Gary just can't seem to get the exit like Fury can so far.
No. But, come on. It's a good race between these two for the lead. Two drivers in pro.
Keeg's still stationary here, so I just wonder if his wheel has had problems once again here.
Perhaps, yeah. Max is off at Palmer's.
Yeah, he is indeed. He's gone well off there as well as he rejoins. Right. Gary just losing out a little bit. Agent Tibbles has got Smoky Devil back within 0.6 of a second now.
Yeah, as Max is still stationary on the track. Max,
yeah, as is Keys.
Max, you could have got going then. You didn't have to. Oh,
he's returned to the pit lane. Right, now I need to change my cameras once again. There we go.
Yeah, you and me
done.
Both.
Gary trying to hunt down Fury then. I'm sure DJ Phil was behind these. He's been lapped by the top four now. 8-man back within a second of Dan. Smoky Devil trying to catch Agent Tibbles. DJ Phil's now got past Lucas Roth and will be back ahead of Max Mulder as Lucas Roth still not going at the moment. And Baraba will now be ahead of...
Oh, Phil's off on the grass at
Tibbs.
Richie's.
Is that to let Smoky Devil and Tibbs through, do you wonder? Baraba could be ahead of Keegs at the end of this lap.
But we're told not to, in the rules, you've got to stay on track, not actually lead
Yeah,
races.
you have. You have.
If you're letting through the traffic. Fury's now got a 1.5 lead. But
yeah, he's pulled a big gap. We're currently watching Hitman and Dan for third and fourth. Keeping our eyes on that battle behind that's a little closer of Tibbs and Smoky Devil. There they are, look.
Tell you what, even in GTs, Smokey's really impressed me this season.
In GTs, he's impressed me in a car that I didn't think would do very well as well.
Well, the M6, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't look great in the wet though, does the M6? Does it? When it's dry,
No.
he looks a quick car.
And in the wall.
Hitman's hit the wall. He's rolled it off the circuit. Probably the wisest thing to do instead of parking it in the middle. He tries to spin the car around as here comes Tibbs and Smoky Devil, and Tibbs has had to go on.
That's an unsafe rejoin, I'm afraid, by Hitman.
Yeah, that is. Tibbs will, I'm sure, put that one in. That is slam dunk.
That is a slam dunk, unsafe rejoin.
Baraba. What's got to do is get going to score points now.
Baraba's probably got a this rate, probably get top 10.
He will, yeah, he'll be 10th because he'll be past Max Mulder in a moment. Max went off here, so I think the next sector time Baraba goes to will be ahead of Max Mulder. But it's Fury from Gary. Gary was on one of them was on the grass a little bit there, a bit of dirt kicked up. Gary 1.3, Dan.
Oh,
a good space behind so far to Smoky Devil. Hitman then Daz, Tibbs, Halty, DJ Phil. We believe it's Baraba who's 10th. This may change now. Indeed it is. Max Mulder's 11th in the pits and Lucas Roth. Wheel-related issues.
Still stationary on track.
This has to be wheel problems again because we saw this last week.
Yeah. I tell you what, Gary's back within a second of Fury.
I wonder if it's not wheel-related issues. I wonder if it's USB-related problems with his console or whatever it is. Maybe he needs to try plugging it into a different USB port if he's tried that.
Kings is on PS5, isn't he? So, if you're using a USB hub, then things are always a bit rubbish, to be honest. Find out what you don't need and plug it into the back.
Gary's back within a second of Fury here, PN. He started to close that gap once more.
He's probably let the tyres cool down because, the track temperature is only 35, so it was a lot cooler than it was in... Right, well, it's actually a different session, but...
Gary's a lot closer than 9 tenths. It's now 4 tenths, so... As Gary just started to come to grips with his car, as Fury started to struggle, he's bounced off the curb again.
You don't want to do
We've
that.
lost Keegs. Lucas Roth has left the session. And that'll
That
sadly
looks
be nil point. But if you're thinking, well, that's a quality ban for Keegs next week, if it is a hardware failure, and he says that,
Yeah.
then there's nothing we can do.
No, we can't say that if it's your wheel died. But Max needs to leave the pits.
Max does need to leave the pits. He was told about this on Wednesday night. He does need to leave the pits to make sure he gets going. 19 people currently watching. 10 likes on the stream. Hit that thumbs up button if you like what we see here. Hit the bell to be notified. And subscribe to the channel if you are new. But we're currently watching Gary from Fury at the moment in this race. And this is a great little battle so far for this race lead that is just ebbing and flowing. Smoky Devil right now on the back of Hitman. Has Hitman got back past Smoky Devil here? I believe he has.
As Dan's closing in on Fury and Gary slightly. I'm watching the split times, and it does look like Dan's winding him in.
The more that these two start to battle each other, the more Dan's going to close. Gap's back up to 0.8, and Dan down to 3.1 to Gary, though, that is, let's not forget. Not to the race leader. So here we go then, down the start, down towards Hamilton, now into Oggies. Comes Fury, our race leader. Smoky Devil losing time to Hitman, so even though Hitman's got that damage, he's still losing time. Oh, that sounds like a slow car. DJ Phil has parked up. DJ Phil has stopped.
Just rolling. What you doing, Phil? Come on.
So Baraba could be ninth place here.
I think he's got a puncture.
As Ben Varga in the chat, this battle is so legendary. Well, Phil's got a punch. He needs to drive that back to the pits and get it in. Not be parked up on the circuit. As Benedict Varga, our Pro-Am commentator, saying that this battle is legendary. And in fact, indeed it is. It's clean, it's classic, it's typical Gary 131 racing.
Baraba's going to get ninth. Phil is absolutely stationary now.
Yeah. I've got a feeling we're going to have to investigate this one on DJ Phil, because he posted the other day saying that he's doing a radio show. As much as you're doing a radio show, you can't be a danger out there on the track. You know, we've got to think of the other drivers. Gary's gone very wide, and Dan's actually lost time to these two. Smoky Devil's trying to stick with Hitman at the moment for 5th and 6th. It's been a bit quieter though, race 2, PN.
It has been a little bit quieter, yeah. As Phil's still absolutely stationary. Well, he's not run out of time. Maybe return to pits and wait. Look on Discord. Phil's just said on it.
Yeah. I'm looking. I don't see what the problem is. Ah, right. Max's wheel is disconnected. Just looked on Discord. Max's wheel has disconnected.
So that's hardware.
So that is hardware. Right, so Max Mulder, fine. He's had to leave. That is hardware. That is one of them things. He's proven his evidence. We see that's the thing, is he's put a picture in. He can't get his wheel to work. That is fine. Smokey's had a problem. And he's lost a bit of time to Hitman now. Gary trying to get his gap back under a second. We're down to 10 runners now. We're down to 9. DJ Phil's put a picture of his tyres. I don't know what we're looking at.
One of them's stone cold. He's out of fuel.
Well, he's not fueled it enough at the start of the race then, has he?
He's out of fuel.
Well, then he's not fueled it enough from qualifying, has he? So DJ Phil is out of this race and will be 10th place. He's out of fuel, which means it isn't a retirement for anything else other than error. So it's 10th place for Phil. Still points at the end of the day, I do suppose. 11 of them.
Yep.
But he's not filled his car enough for me there.
No. As this lead is still about a second. It's ebbing and flowing between Fury and...
It is. It's just going to take one mistake from Fury. Leaders on the final now, and it's just been a great battle between two great drivers.
Oh, that's wide, Gary, for Vinicius.
Yeah, I'd say to Gary, just bring this home. Dropping down the order. Tibbs, big damage, can't do anything. Holty's had a decent debut. Daz, P6, due to retirements to two big names in this race tonight. You know?
Yeah, and I wonder if Gary's car was slightly damaged from that hit on the formation lap when he hit the wall. Yeah,
I just wonder as well. I wonder if that's what's cost him in this race. Dan has actually caught Gary a little bit. They're both catching Joe's. Joe's just had a massive wiggle. Gary's gone! Oh, no! Dan will be absolutely joyous at that one. He'll be
As Gary
And Gary,
would say,
in the wall, what a helmet, I think is what Gary would say. I think there's a word beginning. I think there's a word beginning with D as well, but I won't repeat that one live on air. Hitman has fell behind Smokey, so now Smokey's back up to P4, but Hitman's right on his rear end, and your heart has to bleed.
Yeah.
Just his own little mistake, possibly pushing too hard to catch Fury at the end.
More than likely, and it's so as I said earlier in the broadcast, these cars are so easy to lose.
Yeah.
I can't drive them on the pad at all.
No. Vote out for driver of the day. Fury, Gary, Hitman or Tibbs. Get your vote in for who you think is driver of the day.
And if the top 3 are listening,
yeah, if the top, we'll have a quick chat with you at the end of this one. As Fury, though, is going to make it 3 wins from 4 races. He takes yet another win here at Snetterton. It is 3 races for him. Dan will come in for his first podium in second. Gary, it's a podium. It's not the podium he wanted. It's P3, though, at the end of the race. Cracking fight on here. Smokey Devil versus Hitman. I imagine with the damage to Hitman's car, it is going to go the way of Smokey Devil for P4. It is indeed. Hitman is going to then cross the line for P5.
He is indeed. As Daz and Tibbs are fighting.
Yeah, Daz and Agent Tibbles are having a little battle here. Daz in 6th, and again the damage to Tibbs' car, you have to say, is going to give Daz the run there for 6th and 7th place. Good result for Daz. Agent Tiblington gets P7. Oh, Holty's gone off very last lap at the last corner. It's a good job Baraba's a lap down. Messed up Corin like mad. And towards the start line he comes now. Sutty in the chat. Good evening, Sutty. Gary Helmet. Dan has just gone, thank your mama for the carrot. The only time. Here comes Barab, then DJ Phil's got back out on track, and we've now got to wait for DJ Phil to do a... As Barab is going to come through for P9.
See, Baraba didn't want to work at the beginning.
Yeah. Carried on going, and he's got to the end of the race in fantastic fashion, as Max and Tibbs have decided to leave the lobby. Thanks, lads.
Thanks, lads, for us getting the results.
Yeah.
That's
Brilliant,
really helpful.
I'm sure we've put a post out saying, please don't leave the lobby until the very end. Yeah. Now, one thing that I'm just noticing here, Fury and Dan are doing donuts. Phil is still racing.
Yeah.
Now that
penalty.
Right.
I'll leave that ticket for you, Matt.
Well, hey, the rule is you can't do donuts and be on the racing line while drivers are still racing. Phil is still technically racing here.
Yeah, Phil's not finished. Gary looked like he's just thrown it off the road.
Yeah. Well, 2 drivers could be in the steward's room for being donutting on the racing line. Here comes DJ Phil through Brundle and Nelson then, as he's finally going to get to the end of this lap. It's going to be fantastic to see. It's a long old lap, is this track, isn't it? I tell you what, it's a long old lap. While Phil comes towards the line, let us go through the current Drivers' Championship standings then. As it is Fury who leads the way, 17 points clear now of Hitman. Smokey Devil still in P3, 25 points behind as DJ Phil does now cross the line. And that is a view of the race. Thank you very much. Dan on Orthodubs up to P4, 52 points, 46 off the back. 1 point clear of DJ Phil and Barabara are tied in 5th on 51 points. Keegs is 7th with Daz in 8th. Max Mulder's 9th, Gary's in 10th. Exit Tibbs 11th. Noza 12th, Holty 13th. Ginger Bush 14th with Sekulovic 15th place. Shane, Ant, T, Hitman and Leon Fernie yet to score. And we are joined by our 2nd place man who... although on pro commentary the other day he said thank you for the carrots, he probably felt like saying thank your mama for the carrot, or thank you Gary for the carrots, I do believe, Daniel.
I mean, I was half tempted to give it back to him because Gary did have me covered. He did have me covered. Regarding the donut thing, I think that's a joke. Yeah, I mean, because tuning I wasn't even here, what, an hour ago? Didn't even make race 1. No practice at all. We've been messing around with this stupid Retia.
If I'm right, you was on a train about an hour ago?
Yeah, I was on a train.
Yeah.
I hate Snetterton. I hate this car. I hate anything to do with Gary and Snetterton because you know he's going to be good here.
Yeah.
But I'll take a second place. I mean,
Now,
the championship's gone with the way Fury's driving.
Now, you hate certain circuits, and I think I've said this, whether to you in an interview on the past or whatever, may have been off sort of air, every track you seem to hate, you seem to get a decent result at.
Well, let's hope for the rest of the season because I hate British circuits. So, I mean, I hated Brands, but that didn't really go to plan. I took 2 pole positions. That was about it.
Yeah.
So, today I just went the safe option, safe setup, and although I wasn't fast, I'm on the podium. So
more consistent than last week. Is that what we're saying?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, the first half of that race was a bit interesting with Hitman really pressurising me, and Hitman's very quick in these cars. He made one little mistake, and that was it. He was in the wall, and that was it. My race was just boring from that point. I couldn't catch Fury and Gary. I was just 2 or 3 tenths a lap slower every lap, and then there was a point where I was getting quicker, and then again they just eked out a bit more. I don't know if they had a bit more time. I know Gary's just a god around.
A beast, yeah.
What it is, but they just had it. I just had no practice, and literally that's why I was running so much before we even got going in race 2. Just knowing what the car was like, braking
track time,
and stuff like that. Exactly. So, hey, I'll take a P2. I'm happy with that. So,
obviously, we go to Zandvoort. Weather forecast looks like showers are around. Retia, you start in second place. Are we looking forward to Tuesday night? What can we do Tuesday? What can we do at Alton next Sunday as well?
I might not race with the Retia. I've already done testing. It doesn't want to stay on track at all. It doesn't like wet weather. It aquaplanes horrendously. Let's put it this way, out of the slow hairpin in Sector 1 down to the fast right and left and right again. Although other cars are relatively flat, might have to lift a little bit, I have to lift most of that, and if I do put too much power down, it goes round. So, yeah, put it that way. We might not see the Retia this week. When's next for this?
Alton.
Yeah, another terrible track. There's only one track I'm actually looking forward to, and that is Donington, and then again, it's going to be a tricky one, but yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I just didn't have the pace on Fury and Gary tonight. They're both Fury's hooked up in these cars, and it's Snetterton and Gary. You know, I just got lucky that he dropped it, but I was tempted to give it back to him.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations on the P2 down, nonetheless. Congratulations. We'll see you hopefully Tuesday night. If not, we'll see you in the box on Thursday.
Cheers, man.
And we go to P3 now, and he wasn't thanking your mum for your carrots tonight, although I'm sure you said thank your mum for the carrots when you went round the outside, Joe, at the beginning of race 2. That was a move. Someone needs to clip that. Gary's just said ACC and fun in the same sentence. Well, he did say ACC and fun, but he said ACC was fun, is what he was getting at. It was fun. You obviously are a beast around Snetterton. You thought you had pole. You was actually 6 tenths slower than Fury in the final sector, but quicker sector 1 and 2. The race was good. You kept him honest all race. I bet you at times wondering how he's keeping it on the circuit, because he was bouncing off the sausage curbs and, you know, sideways out of every corner. And, I bet you were surprised to still see him in your rearview mirror off the time. Yeah. It is indeed. Well done, Gary, on the P3. And Joe, 3 wins out of 4. It's looking good at the moment.
Yeah, it's just a shame I couldn't really get in quick enough for race 1 and get a qualifying lap in, but, you know, P2 I think it was, because of Keegs's put everything in it. But a P2 and a P1, you know, maybe resuming my old Project Cars 2 record of starting on the front row, finishing on the front row.
Starting on the front row, it's not on the front row like you wanted, but it is P2 in a race win. It's more points in your championship. You've got a 17-point gap over Hitman, who looked a little feistier tonight.
Yeah, Hitman seemed pretty quick, around this track, but obviously me not doing any practice, I had no clue where to like brake, put the power down. Luckily, I managed to follow Hitman a little bit, figured out where he was going, and then I managed to just push those limits a little bit more and gain the extra time around the track and managed to put it on pole for race 2.
Oh, it's been a fantastic race, Joe. We are running out of time, so we'll leave it there. PN, final thoughts and driver of the day?
Driver of the day. Gary, coming in absolutely blind. And, well, it was Snetterton. Thank you, Snetterton. See you hopefully in another season soon. And I might be driving.
So. Fury got driver of the day in the chat. The audience vote for driver of the day. So Fury got the driver of the day there. I'm going to give my vote to Fury as well. I think a second in a race win. Fantastic. So he's come in a bit blind as well. So at the last minute, he was unsure if he was racing and got in late. But an honourable mention to Hitman, Gary, Dan as well, who only did the one race, as well as Tibbs, who had a podium in race 1. That's all we have time for, though. Tuesday night, myself and Fury in the comms box for round 13 and 14 of the season at Zandvoort. A wet Zandvoort it could be. Will the Retter be on the grid? Who will take the race win in what is a fantastic, closely fought league at the moment? Myself and Ben will be in the commentary box Wednesday night, 8 p.m. UK time as well, for Pro-Am, where you'll see PM Motorsport on circuit. And Dan Davis and PM Motorsport will be in the box Thursday night, where Fury and Gary will be taking to the track. Myself and Pierre will be back together for Alton Park next Sunday. From all of us here at SimPlay Motorsport, take care. Good night.
Good night.
Sunday. From all of us here at SimPlay Motorsport, take care. Good night. Good night. And we are clear.
Tidy.